Good evening, everybody. Matt Geary here for Geek Pride's Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign, The Legend of Our Sacrifice. Tonight we have Conrad as Arno Jerkel.
Hello.
Michael as Tharavel Eldon.
Hello.
Wes as Velshil Nostius.
Hey, everyone.
And Mark as Lance.
Yo.
Okay, so we got no Danny today because she's getting married tomorrow and, can't make it apparently, so yeah. So
that means this could be a relatively quiet session then.
yeah.
She comes back and Wes has married off later.
I said that to her. I said, you're not being here. Wes could do whatever he wants. So yeah.
Don't those reaction shots either.
So we have actually let me stick on there we go. So we have pretty much got through where we are. So we've made it into Suburn. We have persuaded Arno's planted the evidence. They have then marched up, and I say they, Lance, Val, and Glandra have marched up to the gates, and who's gone in with them? Oh, you stayed outside, didn't you?
Tharavel's inside.
Yes, right. That's
Tharavel and Elderith and his brother.
Yeah, that's right. They went inside, disguised, with Lady Taunt and with Triarch Agover, to basically accuse Triarch Suburn of treachery. Obviously, that was swinging back and forth for a bit, but thanks to the silvered tongue of the bard, Arno,
and the golden pen.
Yes, and the golden pen. They basically
the Nat 20 forgery that convinced Subin that he wrote something that he didn't write.
They have him sort of banged to, well, they say banged to rights, but basically they've got a letter with his signature on it to the cultists. They've got daggers that are from cultists. He was trying to arrest the group, and they were at one point in time going to arrest the group, but thanks to Arno, they have now realised their mistake, and we left it where the captain of the guard has turned to Suburn and had him gone to have him arrested, and that's pretty much where we left it off last time. So from that point, I'm getting a lot of echo, by the way. Where's that coming from?
I think it's Michael.
Me?
Yeah. Your screen is flashing when Matt's speaking.
So right. So the guards have basically turned to a very shocked-looking Suburn, who is throwing up his hands, shouting, telling them that he'll have them sort of flayed if they sort of kind of don't listen to his orders. They basically grab a hold of him and stick him in some irons. He's standing there still trying to protest, with you lot sort of standing there looking at him basically. So is there anything you want to say to him before he gets carted off?
I would say something like, "My lord, I did not expect this of you."
It's like,
with that laugh.
I'm being framed! I'm being bloody framed! This isn't me! You all pay for this! This isn't me!
Elderith steps forward and says, I'm disappointed, my lord, as will my superiors be, that you should betray us and betray your people at this time. It's just very disappointing.
He's furious. He's red. He's just like, a Triarch Argo for you. What is this? You're You have to. What is this? And Agover just sort of kind of puts up in his hand and says, Triarch Subern, you will meet with a fair trial, but for the time being, take him away, please. The guards sort of kind of take him off to sort of kind of take him to the dungeon. Now you have these guards, the whole court that's there are shocked. There's lots of murmuring and whispering, and everybody's sort of kind of staring at Agover and Taunt and the rest of you. Lady Taunt
Eldris steps up to stand at Lady Taunt's shoulder with her sword drawn.
Lady Taunt says, as you've seen, my fellow countrymen, there is rot within this land, and we have driven it out. He will be treated fairly, as is the law of our land, but I would ask you if you have any sway around the people in this city to inform them of what has happened, and to persuade them that any further resistance will be futile. A lot of the sort of kind of ladies in waiting, lords and stuff here around, sort of kind of look at each other, mumble, and then sort of start taking themselves off out of the courtroom. Out of the the courtroom, I guess.
Arno shouts after them. He says, "And let it be known that it is Lady Taunt who has brought this treachery to light."
One of the sort of lords sort of looks around, sort of bows his head, and sort of starts walking out. Now, when we go to the gatehouse, Galandra something had happened. Did she send somebody off to see what was happening, or she persuaded somebody to go off? Do you remember? Remember, she was talking to somebody on the parapet, and
she spoke to one of the guards or something like that, wasn't it?
And then I think he was sent off to see what's going on. I'll say that he's basically gone off, seen all the commotion, to come back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll some dice, and actually roll me Arnold, roll me a persuasion. Okay.
24.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to roll a few sort of kind of for areas of resistance within the sort of kind of city, if people are going to believe you with what's been said, what's going on. So let me roll. Let me see. I'm gonna go for 5. Okay, there was no 20s in that. Okay, so all right, okay, that'll simplify things. Right, okay. So after a lot of toing and froing and sort of there's a little bit of sort of a rumble in the main city itself. The word spreads like wildfire, and the people soon realize that could have been a part of something that would have brought down their town, and they seem quite grateful that Lady Taunt, a lady who they've grown up with, they've known for a while, they respect his father, her father, sorry, and they start coming towards the citadel to sort of kind of chant her name. There's some minor disturbances with other sort of kind of maybe pro-Suburn forces, but there's nothing that can't be dealt with by the current sort of incumbent forces that are in there. As you sort of kind of are there with your forces, Val and Lance, the what's it called? The messenger sort of comes back and informs him of what's happened. He sort of takes himself off, and within about an hour, the gates open, and he lets you into the city
with an entourage of with the men, or
with everybody. He just opens the gates.
Okay,
he just opens the gates. Yeah. So I
dispel my shadow and come back out into the open.
Yeah, so you just gates are open. Like I said, there's some minor, there'll be minor sporadic disturbances around, but in general, the evidence is pretty damning, and they don't want to be a part of something like this. So they've all sort of, some of them because they didn't like Suburn anyway, others because they don't want to be a part of this. There, you will have some minor disturbances from actual maybe cultist cells that are around the city and stuff, but there's nothing that's causing any major havoc at this moment in time. Right, so you're all in the city. Let's see if I can change to a city map so it looks sort of city-ish. So you're all in the city, and Suburn is basically being put on trial. How do you want to go from this? I'll let you sort of kind of, if you want, you think Lady Taunt should be doing certain things, or if Agover should be doing something, I'll let you sort of kind of dictate that. So you've got Suburn's trial will be within, I don't know, a week. Suburn's trial will be within a week. You can do anything you want within that week.
Is there a way I can expedite that and make it quicker?
The trial?
And his execution.
He wants to take care of it.
Well, if you want to sort of kind of
basically, I thought that maybe we'd cordon off the city centre and have a public execution and hold the trial immediately. But
you can try and persuade them if you want to. You can try and persuade them to sort of have, you can, if it's up to you how you want to do it. If you want to try and persuade the people that that's how it's meant to happen, or if you want to try and persuade the group that they should deal with this sooner rather than later, that's up to you to sort of to decide on this. But at this moment in time, you've got a week for a trial. He's got his sort of, one of his his loyal retainers is going to represent him. He's going around trying to find sort of evidence for the trial. Within that week, he may or may not find things. Obviously, if you deal with it quicker, then there's less likelihood that he may find anything to the contrary. It's up to yourselves.
Alternatively, there is the option of us don't decide to undermine the courtier as well.
Say that again, sorry?
There is also the option of us trying to undermine the retainer, so that he can't be, so that they have to swap over at the last minute, and he's replaced by someone who's unprepared.
Or by me.
Oh, do you know what it'd be like?
A totally neutral party.
Do you know what it would be like? What's that? What's the one with Kevin Bacon? He's basically the is it
Sleepers.
Sleepers? Yeah. So it'd be like Sleepers.
Oh,
You'd be like Brad Pitt's character, taking. No, you wouldn't be
That'd be a
Brad
great
Pitt. You'd
idea.
be Dustin Hoffman, wouldn't you? You'd be like the Dustin Hoffman.
That's the one, yeah.
Okay, so it's up to yourselves if you want to try and expedite the trial. If you want to just leave it, you've got a week. You've got a city. You've got a week. Obviously, you've got Agover, who is happy to stay in the city to make sure things are running. Lady Taunt again is going to stay put. You've got. At this moment in time, I think they had about 800. So you've got nearly 1,000 men sort of in and around the city.
Can I suggest that rather than trying to move forward to trial, we would be better off trying to persuade them to move forward having Lady Taunt acclaimed as a triarch, while we only have to persuade one of them to get her officially elevated, rather than being kind of only there because she's allowed to hang on.
But I think, well, it depends how you want to go about this, because I think the way Val had it was he said that Lady Taunt was to be Queen of Balan, Empress of the Isle,
Okay.
and
But my point
there was
would
meant to be
the
a.
first step was to step her up, have him agree that she is fulfilling her father's office, and then elevate her from there.
So it's a kind of very Caesarean sort of thing. So it's basically,
It's just slipping her into something that they're comfortable with,
yeah,
and then bouncing her up again.
becoming the first citizen, and then saying, "Oh, I don't want to be the king or queen," and then oh well,
And then suddenly she is the Senate.
yeah, I am the
Yeah.
Senate.
Just a thought. That's all.
Yeah, my thinking was that we could use the public display to kind of sway the vote that Agover wants to use in her favor. So then what else was I gonna say? I've forgotten already.
Oops, I broke him.
Yeah, you broke me. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do: make a public display of it and have the triarchy kind of exposed for being corrupt, and then use that as a way to sway the popular opinion into having just one single power.
Does that include? Obviously, you would have to throw Agover under the bus if you did that.
Or we would.
Yeah, true.
Or the alternative would be to propose that she steps up as the sovereign, and that he becomes like the head of her first chamberlain or something.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Like
The
he
power
retains
behind
all
the
his
throne sort of
powers,
thing.
kind of thing. Yeah, he retains all his
He retains a
titles,
certain
whatever,
amount of
his
power, except
control.
where she says "fuck off."
Yeah.
Well, let's look at let's go for let's sort the trial out first. Are you leaving it for a week to do other things? You can, by all means, you can prepare. You can do whatever you need around Balon.
My other point is, if we leave it for a week and we get her elevated, then she has a say in the trial, because only triarchs can.
Yeah,
lay judgment.
currently Agover is going to preside over the trial because
Exactly.
she's not a triarch.
Yes.
Okay.
So my point is to persuade Agover to elevate her before the trial, and then we can use the trial as a floor show to undermine the concept of the triarchy, and push the idea of Val wanting to elevate her to empress of everything that she beholds.
Yeah, no, that works.
I think that's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I can do Machiavelli as well.
yeah, that's very Machiavellian. Well, so how are you going to about this? So what are you saying to Agover then? So you obviously.
So I would suggest that we start off by talking to him about, obviously, the driving in on the shock of the betrayal by his fellow triarch, and then leaning on the fact that Lady Taunt was the one that was strong enough to push for in looking into this and rooting out the evil, and that she's earned, or she's more than proven that she's fit to take up the mantle of her father that she's been preparing for so long. And the trick then is to point out that there's no way her father would have stood for what Subern's done, and that in his stead, it would only be right that having been almost betrayed by him, she has the right to stand up as a member of the Triarchy. So we use like his memories and his respect for her father as leverage.
Okay. Is that what you're going to say to him then? What?
That's where I would leave it. I don't know if the others have any disagreements. Arno's the silver tongue them.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, so as not to endanger this trial and suspicion, Arno needs to stay in Subern's camp.
True.
And not be with you guys. So I don't think he'd be. I'm not sure how involved he would be in
but you don't have to be
championing.
involved in that side of things. But if you happen to say the wrong things,
but that being said, as you've been on his side, but you've seen that he's betrayed. He's betrayed it. So you turning against him wouldn't be unheard of. But
I know, but if it depends who has been in his court. Like this person speaking for him, would he have been around when I was basically bad mouthing this?
Yeah, he would.
Party?
Yeah, he would.
Yeah. So I can't risk that.
Yeah.
Just in case he puts.
But you can follow
three and
around
three together.
and you can follow around and maybe have influence over the guy who's trying to establish defense.
Yeah, so that's what I'll
if
try
you
and
accidentally say things a bit too loudly in different places, then as a member of Subern's court, you make it easier for us to convince Agover that there is something very wrong going on, and
absolutely. No, that's the sort of thing I'd be doing. I'd be leaning on this, his defense attorney, and just continuously just sort of say like, I can't believe he's done this, and constantly put doubt in his mind that you're defending him, but there's just been all of this proof against him. I don't see how we can stand forward and defend him. We need to look to the future instead. And that's the sort of things I'd say out loud. We need to look to the future. Balon needs, it's rule. We can't,
and fairness.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Okay, so we're going to have two sort of kind of a two-pronged sort of kind of action here. So we're going to have Arno trying to undermine. So I'm going to be rolling dice to see what information he finds out or anything he can use for the trial, which will be undermined by you. So you'll basically roll against it. We'll then have the other part, which is the rest of them firstly trying to persuade Agover that Lady Taunt should be elevated to Triarchy. And then once that's happened, the ceremony obviously for the Triarchy, and then the trial being used as a way for Lady Taunt to make a case for obviously her ascension to Empress. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. So what are you saying to Agover then? How are you gonna push this to him?
So I think that Eldarith would be part of this more than Lance, because she's a representative of a relatively neutral party, alongside Galandra, who obviously brings charisma to the table.
Yeah.
And reluctantly, I think we're going to have to bring a certain paladin into this. With in the hopes that he will learn when to put his foot in his mouth and when not to. But yeah, so effectively, the conversation would be on the lines of thanking him for supporting Lady Taunt and the outcome, which was for the best, was for the good of the realm, and pointing out that, as I said, she's doing her best to continue the example set by her father, who would of course be absolutely devastated by the betrayal, and move on from there to, it seems only fair that it seems as good a time as any to accept that she has actually proven herself worthy to stand in her father's stead and to represent him at the trial of his old friend having betrayed everything that they held dear.
Okay. All right. So I just rolled there to see about his sort of machinations for global empire and stuff like that. So he's got quite low, so he has no real sort of. If you got like a higher sort of 18, 19, 20, I would have been like, he's very keen on him being the sole power in the sort of thing, but he got a 2.
The opportunity has made itself available.
Yeah, pretty much. So he got a 2. So unfortunately, he's just like, he's not, he does. I don't. Like I said before, I don't think he likes the idea of having, I think he's quite happy in his own little sort of kind of mini fiefdom where he can sort of kind of do, but the idea of leading an entire country, I think sort of is something he's not keen on. That to be said, the idea of the triarchy then, so does somebody want to roll me a persuasion then on your sort of kind of plan, your idea to have her elevated?
I think you should roll for Galandra because she has the highest charisma.
Okay, let me see, where is she?
Hey, make use of the resources we have available.
Where is she? There she is. Let me get her sheet. All right. So we want a persuasion.
Here.
She gets a +6 on this. So
Persuasion's +7.
20. Oh, she gets a crit. She gets a crit.
Oh, crit pass. Amazing.
Crit path. So she basically, she wiggles the Galandra bra a bit and completely beguiles Agover, who is completely 100% sort of agrees that Lady Taunt should be elevated to triarchy, and that in his mind, with everything that's happened, she was right about the treachery. He is feeling slightly overwhelmed by the idea of having to deal with things himself, so he's quite happy to have her elevated, and so
is he the sole approver in this then? Or what happens now?
The triarchy would vote to acclaim, wouldn't they?
Yeah, so
and he's the only triarch standing.
He's the only triarch left. So he's basically...
He can essentially just choose
who's
the other triarch.
Yeah, so he basically is, like I said, had they rolled higher, I might have sort of made it slightly harder to sort of he might have gone, yeah, maybe I want to keep this, but he didn't. So
then we'd have to remove him.
Yes, exactly. That was the other thing. I was like, oh no, that's going to be another rabbit hole to go down. But yeah, so he, the whole idea of running a country is not, he's happy and is sort of, he's a rich man, he's quite powerful, he's not overly ambitious, but he's fair enough, and he's happy to sort of basically put her forward as a new triarch, being the daughter of a well-respected triarch, and the sort of basically the main sort of I think it's like I can't remember what I called him, like one of the war triarchs. Basically, he's who's in charge at time of war. That she take his place. Let's see. As for the people, I'm going to roll some dice to see how happy people are about this.
People in the city.
Yeah.
Oh, they're really happy.
Yeah,
They're really fucking happy.
yeah. So you got 94% of people are completely, just sort of, he basically goes on top of the main citadel, and
How
after
is this going so well?
goes across the main citadel and stuff, and shouts out to the sort of assembled people about sort of, in these dark times of treachery in your own city, I have taken it upon myself as the only triarch,
The monarch.
yeah, the only
Oh.
the only what's the word? The only
Candidate?
the only trustworthy triarch to bring to raise up a hero, a young girl who I've known since she was born, who has fought many battles for this land and fought for your safety and fought for this city and her own and all of Balon, and I will make her a triarch, and she will help with rule this land with me beside her. And there's a big cheer. Again, there's a few other people who are, not too happy, who sort of, no doubt, Tharaval and his brother are keeping an eye on in the crowd. But
Assassin's Creed style.
yeah, but apart from that, sort of, yeah, you've got her, got her sort of indentured. Is that the word? Is it indentured? That's not
No,
indentured.
that's not indentured.
No, indentured. What's the word?
Indentured is slavery.
Yeah, indentured is slavery. Yeah, well, I suppose it is slavery. What's the word? You've got her, not enthroned. What's the word I'm thinking? Anointed, I guess. Yeah, maybe anointed. And yeah, the people are are all for it. She's a well-known person within the area, and everybody kind of likes her anyway, so it's not a major issue. Okay, so Arno, for your deception, you need to roll me. I want you to roll me 5 deception rolls.
Okay. 5 deception. 1.
So this is basically yeah.
Whoa.
3.
Yeah, and another one. Okay.
5.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, okay, so that crit, I will knock that 16 up as well, so give you advantage on that. So yeah, so as this sort of
Those some high rolls.
yeah, as this sort of underling of Agover is sort of kind of sent out into the sort of city to do some research and try and find some clues and stuff, what's going on, you're basically worm-tonguing him. You're like literally sort of whispering in his ear. Whispering in his ear and sort of kind of going, you know me, Joshua. I was with the Triarch the whole time, and it just seems a bit odd that he has this paper and his desk, and where have these knives come from and where these daggers come from, and you basically throughout the whole thing you undermine him left, right, and center, and he is completely he doesn't find anything, or at least he doesn't really want to find anything. And he comes back to the Triarch's cell and basically tells him that he's found nothing, and Triarch Taunt goes fucking nuts and sort of like screaming at him and stuff, and tells him to sort of do one. He then sort of kind of demands to see Agover, and is told that he will see Agover and Triarch Taunt at the trial, and he sort of kind of has this bit of a sort of a back off. It's like, Triarch Taunt, and he says, "Oh, don't you know Lady Taunt has been ascended to Triarchy?" And he just starts screaming and shouting and generally being unimpressed by the whole thing.
Woohoo! One flew over the cuckoo nest.
Yep.
Woohoo!
Right. So skipping forward then, is there anything you want to do before you prepare for trial? Is there anything you want to do?
I
So-
can't think of anything personally.
I have something sneaky that I want to arrange the night before. My thought there is obviously with everyone noticing that his defending courtier is doubting him, and obviously everyone having heard the frothing and screaming and shouting. Would it not be really unfortunate if a strange shadowy figure that seems to disappear causes him to accidentally fall down some stairs the night before, just after everyone knows that he's fallen from favor and has doubts about the Dryarch?
Wait, you're going to try and hurt the guy who's
I'm going to
defending?
try and off him, and then have someone in their camp talk about how tragic it is that he was going to come out against him and refuse to defend him, and
Wait,
he
wait.
had a nasty accident.
Wait a minute, I just want to bear in mind, you are still meant to be a good character, and you're literally going to kill a guy who has done nothing wrong other than bear in mind, you have framed this guy. He technically hasn't done anything wrong, and now you're going to straight up murder his counsel, his defense counsel.
He tried to kill us. That is pretty wrong. Like,
I'm not sure if you would see this as honourable if you were to have this would be an honourable thing, especially Valashul. I don't think you would.
I'm not taking part.
I know, but I'm
I'm
saying,
not talking to Valashul about this.
yeah.
Val's like, oh,
This is what
I'm
he's basically a Mr. T sort of thing, it's just like knock him out.
I ain't seen no murder.
I ain't seen no murder.
All I'm
feeling
aiming for him
fooled.
is have an accident so he won't be able to represent.
Yeah, but I
And
personally,
so
I
that
don't
we
think
can speak
you
from
need to.
I don't think it's necessary.
I don't think it's necessary because had it been if he
I'm
sort of
floating an idea. That's all.
And as well as that,
That's a good
if he has an accident from caused by another person, then it could look like somebody is trying to hurt them so that he won't turn up or can't turn up to the thing. So I actually think it
I
gives
was
a
just
bad
framing
image.
an idea. That was all.
Because I had thought about it. It's like, yeah, Thurvel can do stuff. I was like, no, we're doing okay here.
It was just thought that we could all quite publicly be seen.
let's just
Let's
say
not
Yeah, a
upset the
strange
apple
and
cart.
shadowy figure.
if you make things too
just-
complicated, it means more dice rolls. And the more dice rolls, that I think you're. If you do this, I'm going to have to roll to see if anybody's seen you, and then that sort of
But
kind
that's
of
the point. Everyone would be able to see me, but they may not see the shadowy figure.
But they may see a shadowy figure, and then that can spread rumors, and then doubt, and cause
know.
issues. So it's up
I
to
was
you.
just floating an idea past the group. That was all.
So, or murder is murder hoboing the defense counsel going to? Is this going ahead, or are you?
I'm asking the group. If the
I'm just
group say
waiting
no,
to see a dice roll from Val.
okay, that's fine.
Are you telling Val about it?
Need to.
No, I'm talking to the rest of the group.
Not
So
Val.
I'm talking to the ones that I'm talking to the ones less likely to say, "Why don't I just do it for you?" But that's
See,
cool. It was just an idea I floated quietly, and we were of the agreement that things are going along well enough.
yeah,
So
they're
I'll
going.
just put that one to bed.
Maybe we can keep that in our back pocket.
Yeah.
Right. So, is there anything else you want to do before the trial?
Actually, I wanna
Oh no.
explore the city a little bit and see if I can find a dragon slayer.
You can find a
A
dragon,
Dragon Slayer.
a dragon slayer. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So roll me.
A little psychotic dwarf.
Yeah.
All right.
Why has nobody said why? Why do you need to find a dragon slayer?
I think we've come to the conclusion by now that when it
What
comes
am I
to
gonna roll?
Valashul, why
Right.
is just not
Are
asking
you
for
telling
what we're
anybody,
asking.
or are you just taking yourself off?
No, I'm going off. I'm
Okay.
on my own.
Okay.
Solo mission.
If you're going off, if you're taking yourself off, roll me a.
Val gets mugged.
So you got to go and ask. Okay, so you're walking around the city. People would tell you sort of, there may be one in this quarter of the city or that quarter of the city. I thought I had a Suburn map somewhere, but I think it's on World Anvil, it's not on the Roll20, but there'll be different quarters, like in Taunt, there'll be like the Magic Quarter, there'll be like the Old Quarter, there'll be blah blah blah, the markets and stuff like that. So roll me a what it would be to sort of ask people for sort of information they're going to give you. I guess,
investigation.
Yeah, roll me an investigation.
Great.
Okay. So you're for the first day, you sort of kind of you're wandering aimlessly around. You get stopped by lots of people who want to hear about what's going on, and
He's got an inspiration point he can spend there.
Yeah. So he just sort of.
Oh,
Well, it's only day. You've got. I'll give you up until the trial to sort of kind of try and find somebody. So you can have a few more rolls. On that first day, so was anybody else doing anything? So you see Val sort of take himself off. Unless you don't want people to see you, Val, then I need you to do a stealth roll.
No, Val's just like, I need to go take care of something, and stood up and left wherever we were. If anyone wanted to follow him, that's up to them. But he's going off on his own.
I instead am going to talk to Lady Taunt and I go and ask if we can send some supplies and resources back to Camp Ford to help them to recover from the depredations of somebody's decision to have the place ransacked.
Okay. Yeah. So roll me persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, that's my problem. I'm great for intimidate, but not for
Agover is sort of like, well, yes. I understand their plight, but there's a lot more pressing matters at this moment in time. We'll do it after the trial.
I just wanted to make a case for them, considering that they have been not on the best side of this.
Yeah.
These machinations.
He sort of kind of mumbles something and then carries on, sort of kind of looking at his papers and doing his own what he's doing. Tharaval, what are you up to?
I think we're gonna follow Val.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you following discreetly, or are you just gonna kind of get up and follow him around?
Yeah, we're following discreetly, or at least trying
Stealth
to.
checks.
So.
Joke's on you, I'm a cultist of Slackerfell.
One for Tharaval, and
I think Matt would cry. Whether with
Sure
laughter or just general tears.
Okay,
I'm not entirely sure.
Val, while you're sort of kind of walking around, give me a perception check.
Will do.
this is going to be the time. Everybody's been getting good rolls so far, so it's going to happen, isn't it?
Wow, seriously.
Oh, that's amazing! Oh my god!
It's your cue, man. It's your cue.
Oh, that's like the best roll he has ever had.
It's still not as high as Tharaval's roll.
I know, but it's a crit. So
It's a crit.
Crit, sorry.
Yeah, but it's a check. Crits only count for.
Yeah, no, we've been playing it.
We've always played it. Crits basically.
Oh, you're
crits
playing the new D&D rules.
Yeah,
from-
well, we've been doing it before it was cool. We were doing it before it was cool. Basically, crits on everything count as it's basically like in Warhammer or something. A 6 always passes, and sort of a 1 always fails, sort of thing. So it means sort of like like you've got. It means there's always a chance of being able to deal something. So like if you've got a guard who's never going to get more than a 20, then he's got no chance of ever seeing you and stuff, but you've got to give them that little sort of bit of doubt. So
Right.
So the crit he sees you, he notices as you're sort of kind of he's wandering around asking people, he sort of kind of notices he sort of kind of with his divine sense smells something familiar in the area. Val, you can do with that as you wish.
So, noticing he's being followed by Tharaval and his brother, he looks for a corner that leads to a dead end and purposely walks down it, waiting to see if they follow him.
They get to do perception checks to see if they've been spotted. See if they know they've been spotted.
Yes, okay then. See if would it be a perception to see if they've been spotted, or would it be an insight?
I would have said it'd been noticing him suddenly acting suspiciously.
Yeah,
But,
okay, and give me a perception check for both of these to see if he's on to you or not.
I'd say they noticed.
Where's one?
15, I wouldn't.
But one of them's noticed, hasn't he?
No, because no, so there's 15 and a 14.
Okay, sorry.
yeah.
Advantage.
Yeah, so you got 15 and 14. Well, yeah, I guess arguably you could do it because you're helping somebody with a check. You get the advantage, don't you? So it would be a crit. So yeah, okay. So yeah, you sort of see Valashul sort of smirking. You see this kind of you see him sort of kind of smirking and slightly shaking his head, and sort of you can see the cogs in his head sort of kind of going as he takes himself off down a passageway which is a dead end.
Okay, so let's have a little thinky. So Darvel and Ceravel, they're basically going to walk past the sort of entrance of the alleyway, but sort of playing it, like they're not going to look down, and they're just going to sort of walk along, and they're going to be chatting to each other and sort of laughing quite gingerly, so they're not sort of sneaking about. They're just going to be walk past, like, tapping each other on the shoulder. Yes, brother. that is a fine joke.
This is going to be all right. So you've got to roll. You got to roll deception to see if he believes you.
Okay. So, are we doing an advantage on 1 or 2 or what?
Yeah, doesn't matter. So 21. Okay, so Val, you walk down the alleyway, and you sort of kind of put your back against the side of the wall and sort of look at as these two walk past you, laughing and heartily laughing and stuff. Roll me what is deception based on?
Charisma.
Perception again, is it? Yeah, so
Charisma. So you need to roll me. Oh, it is going to be perception. No, it's not going to be perception.
Insight.
It's going to be insight. You're going to have to roll insight because it's basically their intent. So roll me an insight.
So, if I know it's them though,
you know it's them.
I know it's them, right?
Yeah. So you get
They're following you.
Could I just step out and try and like flat tire one of them by stepping on the back of their foot? Like,
it's up to you. If you well, it's up to you. I think it's just a case of you've walked into the alley to see if they're following you or not. They've just walked past. This is to see if you believe that they were actually following you or not. So
okay,
yeah.
All right, fair.
Yeah,
I'll roll inside then.
I'll give you advantage because you know them. Because you know them well.
He can roll dice.
Yes, give me the rolls.
Yeah. So, So again, you're just standing there and you're kind of laughing. You're sort of kind of chuckling to yourself because you know them too well, and you sort of
I know that you know that I know.
Yeah, it is very much.
I step out and slap my hands on each of their shoulders, and I go, "What's so funny today, then, boys?"
Let me think about this.
No pressure.
Valashul Paladin, you seem to be in a fine mood. That Our Lady Taunt has now been
elevated,
elevated to
Triarchy.
Me and my brother were just heading to the local tavern to celebrate this very feat and the success that we have had, all down to your knowledge and planning.
Roll me deception.
Would you like to join?
Wow.
Roll me deception.
Why?
No,
They're praising me. Don't let. It's not deception.
Okay, so give me an insight to see if you think they're lying or not.
it's another fucking friend.
I would give you advantage because you know them, but you kind of believe, as much as you're like,
He wants to believe them, doesn't he?
He kind of wants to believe. It's like, yeah,
His ego wants to believe.
yeah. You've kind of gone, yeah, okay, cool, yeah. So it's up to you. You can't. You pretty much believe them. That's what's happening. That they weren't, you were sort of kind of maybe you've seen them sort of doing other things, and you've not realized they were sort of kind of doing roguish things, and it wasn't actually after you, and then they've come back and praised you and said you want a drink, and you've kind of gone, okay. Yeah.
Val says, as much as I appreciate your praise, the celebrations will truly happen when she is our empress. But I am going to the tavern, just not to drink yet.
Okay, so you follow. Valishil follows you and looks at you both to go. So which tavern are we going to? So give me a investigation. No. Give me. How long were you in the city for?
Tharival
and Saravel. How long were you in the city for? Do we remember?
So
It was a day. No, it was a day. So basically, it's how well do you know? So you said you're going to the bar. You're going to a bar, but obviously, if you don't know the city very well, you're not going to know where the bars are. So
yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter that we're going to a bar, so we're going to find one.
Yeah.
That's,
okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'll not overly complicate it then. Fine. Okay. So you take yourself off to a sort of local drinkery, a pub, bar, whatever, tavern. You get some drinks. You sit down. Lady comes over and says, "Oh, hello there, fellas. What can I get you?"
3 large flagons of ale for my brother and our friend the paladin here. We have much to celebrate.
Valishul interjects and says, "Only 2 flagons, 1 of milk."
Oh, okay. Well, no problem. We can get you some milk. So 2
a flagon of milk, paladin. I find it very hard to believe that you would turn down a hearty ale. In fact, I was understanding that you enjoyed a good drink.
That is true. It's one of your flaws, isn't it? That you like.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm avoiding having a drink.
That's why I'm pushing it.
Okay, so you need to
just
roll.
Have a sip.
You need to roll me.
One and done.
Right. You need
Gateway.
You need to roll me persuasion. You can have advantage on it because of his flaw. So you can.
Like,
Oh,
Val goes, twist my arm.
this is going to be like Hangover, but...
Okay, so you can try and fight against this. So you can give me a well, you can give me another. You can give me a.
It would be like a constitution or something like that.
No, because that's going to be if he's drunk.
Maybe?
It's going to be a charisma. Give me a charisma, a counter charisma. So just give me another charisma, so if you can argue against him, basically. So.
What, another persuasion?
Yeah, counter persuasion.
Yeah, counter persuasion. Yeah,
counter persuasion. Say no, I can't, sort of thing.
That one, excellent.
So you literally don't even you don't even argue with them. You don't even try. As soon as
make it 2, he says.
No, he says actually. Top my
and a hat with the straws.
Boilermaker. So he doesn't even. He just basically goes. He just goes. Go on, and you just kind of go. make that an Irish one, sort of basically, or whatever. Make that Cragmerian. So it's like basically put a lot of booze in that milk, and she's like, oh yes, all right, no problem. And she sort of she goes off. She comes back with these massive tankards, with yours smelling extremely extremely potent. Yeah.
Didn't need nose hairs anyway, right?
This is what we call a white ocean, and you'll quite like this. And sort of hands it down to you, and because you haven't had a drink in a while, you've been talked up as being this sort of kind of a bit of a hero. All the plans seem to be going in your sort of kind of direction. You just neck this booze. So it's quite hefty. It's quite strong. Roll me a Constitution.
He's resistant.
Well,
You are resistant.
I can cure myself.
You are
alcohol,
resistant to Are you resistant to poisons and stuff? By the way.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so it's not hit in fully at this moment in time. You're slightly jolly. You're not drunk.
He shouts again.
You're not drunk at this moment in time. Okay, so are you what's going on next?
I think Tharavel should slap the table and shout again.
Another.
Yes, maiden, another for our paladin hero.
All right. Are you guys?
Says, no, I can't. I have to find a dragon slayer.
Are you?
I got to trade him.
The two drinks that you guys are you guys drinking with him? Are you actually drinking your booze?
Tharavel is sort of sipping. They're sort of sipping them. They're not sipping. They're just sort of drinking them as normal.
Roll sleight of hand so you can show you that he's not sort of you're not fully engaging in the activities.
Well, they're not. We're challenging him to drink. We are drinking, but he is downing. We're just drinking as normal.
Okay. Yeah. So you're persuading him, right? So he said to you, then, I need to find a dragon slayer. Are you saying that to them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're being slightly loose tongued. You said, I need to find a dragon slayer.
Why?
Tharavel sort of takes a slightly larger gulp and sort of a dragon slayer. What for? I don't see any dragons around here to slay.
Valashul replies bluntly and says, we've been facing the spawn of Tiamat for far too long without knowing how to swiftly execute them. I feel a dragon slayer would be able to aid us in that matter.
And as soon as he says that, he nods. Roll me a persuasion, and this is more for yourself than anything else. Roll me persuasion to see if you can talk yourself out ordering another drink. Nope. As soon as you finish that, as soon as you say that to Valley, you sort of slam your tankard down and go again. And she.
Can I roll an insight as to whether he's telling the truth to his reasoning for looking for a dragon slayer?
Yes.
The paladin fell off the wagon. And off the bridge as well.
Yeah, you're not sure if he's.
We get advantage because there's two of us.
And they kind of know him.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you do. Okay, so you're pretty confident. He's not telling you the whole truth. Like there's stuff missing from his story, but he's not lying to you.
Yeah, so like I said, Tharavel sort of he just takes another sort of sip of his beer, but he sort of another.
Okay. So the beers come. Are you going to Val? Are you going to challenge Tharavel and Ceravel that they haven't sort of finished their drinks? Are you? because that you notice them just sort of, as a person who enjoys a drink, but you obviously enjoy drinking with people.
Does he notice that we're just sort of drinking?
Okay,
at
roll
a
me
standard pace, or
roll me perception then to see if you notice that they're not
Okay.
drinking as fast. I love where this is
is
going.
he more involved?
Yeah, I think you notice they're not drinking as quickly as you are, and seem to be sort of kind of holding back.
Val looks from one to the other and he says, I thought you were both eager to celebrate. Why aren't you drinking as much as me?
Let us play a game. It's called 1, 2, 3, Go.
They mean 1, 2, 3, floor.
Is there any D&D drinking games we can do?
Oh god. How many
So-
times I'll fail a roll?
Tharaval, he sort of he looks to Saravel, and he sort of takes a gulp, and he looks to Valashil, and he says, "You know what? You're right." Says and he sort of raises his jar or his flagon, and he says to Balon, but as he's doing it, he sort of looks at Saravel, and then he sort of get everybody drink at the same time. But as he watches Valashil go to neck his beer, he's
Over the shoulder.
Tharavel and Saravel are going to throw their beer over their shoulder.
Okay,
Oh.
roll me. Better not my
Sleight of
dog.
hand.
My dog. Better roll me sleight of hand. Look at this dog in. Better one.
This is probably where this is
I
going to go.
didn't expect
horribly wrong.
this.
Like I said,
Slightly.
1, 2, 3, floor.
Right, hold on. I'll wait till Matt comes back.
It has to be
Just so
an
we can be-
advantage
just
if
so
you're
we
doing it exactly
just-
at the time where Val's not looking.
Because I've done this with people. I've done this like on my birthday. Somebody bought me a shot of Sambuca and was like, "Do shots," and I was like, "I really don't want to do this." They're like, "Do the shots," and I was like, "Okay, let's go." And they all downed it, and I just threw it over my shoulder. It landed on Gav, to be fair, but
Okay, so
I have to do a sleight of hand each.
yes,
Or is it just
yeah, give us a sleight of hand each.
Okay, Tharaval.
Yep.
20.
Yeah.
Tharaval.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Nailed it.
roll me
Fail.
a perception check to see if you see them throwing it over their shoulder or not.
At disadvantage because he's currently like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
you're too interested in sort of like the booze. You're like yes, and as they sort of kind of chuck it over their shoulder, and you carry on, and then they sort of kind of wipe their mouths and sort of kind of put it down, and then Tharavel's again. Okay, so another one comes down. You're starting to you're down that next. Because you're slightly drunk, I think you'll let slip a little bit more about your plan. What questions are you going to ask him?
So Tharavel says, Master Valashul, you are a truly noble and honorable paladin. But I sense that you're keeping something from us. There's more to this this dragon slayer than you say. And he sort of sniggers at him, and he sort of winks, and he says, "Let us know, what is it? What is it? What are you hiding?" And gives him a sort of wink just as he takes another sip of the beer.
Okay. You roll persuasion. You can have advantage on it because he's drunk.
Okay.
So 22. Valashul, roll me a counter persuasion, but you're on disadvantage because you're drunk. Oh! That means so close. These are some high rolls, man.
It's been a great rolling game.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man, it's just what you said earlier.
I was sitting thinking I was going to have a quiet game tonight. Thinking of her.
yeah. So
Another time.
you're slightly tipsy now. you're feeling sort of like you like these chaps. It's not like they are part of your part. So you're sort of and being very confident in how you feel things should be going and how things should happen. You let slip a little bit more. You can give them a little bit more of what's your plan. You don't have to tell them the whole thing, but I think you should give them a little bit more.
Okay. Valashul goes, well, Farival, there's this teeny little detail. He's quite inebriated at this point. Tiny detail.
Please tell me
And,
between us.
and yeah, he's doing it with his thumb fingers, and he's a little bit slurry, and he's like, and basically, I need the Dragon Slayer so I can get some dragon blood for a ritual. My lord Bahamut, and he makes this like sluggish gesture with his hand, praising his lord, as religious people do. Has many rites and rituals, and I require the blood of a dragon to do one.
Okay. The blood of a dragon. If you drink the blood of a dragon, do you become as strong as one?
Well, that's part of the ritual.
Yeah.
And he taps Farival on the shoulder and says, "Another round."
Okay, so she comes down with another round, right? So same again. If you're going to chuck it over your shoulder, you can do it. But actually, first I'm going to do this. So Val, give me a persuasion for yourself. Okay, so you're not going to neck it this time. You're going to be a bit more sort of like, you're a bit proud of yourself. You've had a few drinks. You're enjoying yourself a bit. You're enjoying the company. The conversation, is going well. So you're not necking it. You're sort of kind of looking at them as you sort of kind of drink this. So, are you Ceravel and Tharval, are you going to drink, or are you going to try and throw it over your shoulder again? How are you going to do this?
Tharval, let's think. So he's just sipping it as normal, so he can see if he'll get he'll just get a standard roll on us doing sleight of hand, I'm assuming.
I'd say he'll get advantage because he's looking right at you.
Okay. So let's see. Tharval, he just as he's about to drink, he points and shouts, I believe our fair Triarch Lady Tunt is joining us, and points over behind. And then
roll deception. Roll deception.
If this worked, no, like Lady Tunt's not going to be in some like dive bar in the middle of the sea.
Basically, if you hear Lady Tunt's name, you're like, "What, Lady Tunt? I love her."
I don't know.
It's either that, or I'm going to shout boobs.
Roll it.
So Galadriel walks in.
That's gonna
Oh,
be,
man.
yeah, that is an epic fail. So you go, oh look, Lady Tunt is over there, and Valashil just sort of kind of looks at you and goes, "Drink up, Tharval," and sort of just sort of stares you down. Because of the crit fail, you're gonna have to drink your drink.
Yep. Okay. So, sort of
Still
knowing
pressing one
like
pint
it's a standard pint. It's not got the stuff that Valashil's had in it. He's he'll take his pint.
Just a pint.
Roll me a Constitution.
He stares Valashil dead in the eye, grips his flagon, and necks it without sort of breaking contact.
Roll me a Constitution.
Constitution. Oh, God.
And after that pint, you are fucked. You're literally just, you're not, elves are probably not renowned for their being able to imbibe a lot of alcohol. And you're not like unconscious drunk, but you've got a buzz. Now you've had a few sips of the other drink. You've necked this quite strong local brew, and you're relatively pissed now.
Do I do the same for Ceravel?
Yeah, Ceravel as well. Yeah.
So he has to do a Constitution as well.
Yeah. He's drunk, but he's not as drunk as you, and he's like, brother, you could never hold your alcohol. But he's sort of kind of laughing and generally sort of getting into the whole sort of kind of drinking side of things. So, yeah.
Val turns and calls to the wench, and he's like, "Can we get 3 more of these?" And he points to his drink rather than their little lagers.
Oh God, this is gonna right. Okay, we'll move on to the other two because I feel like this drinking game's going to carry on for a while.
It's not. Yeah. I have a plan, Matt. I have a plan.
Right. So, okay, we'll do this final round, and then if it carries on, we'll until somebody goes unconscious, we'll move on to Arno and Lance. Okay, so she brings over the heavy, the very strong stuff. Roll right. Okay, so she brings the strong stuff. Now that you've got the taste of the alcohol, I need you to all persuade yourself that you stay true to what you're sort of kind of doing. You're going to be at disadvantage, Val, because you're a lot more drunk than they are. They're just going to be standard rolls, so straight up, you're at disadvantage.
What am I rolling?
Just roll me a persuasion. So you're trying to persuade yourselves to, calm it and stuff.
Oh,
that's a double crit.
This is where we're all going to
Oh my God!
Wow.
You don't see that often.
and then Ceravel.
Yeah. So you all, Val literally it barely makes its way to the table before he's had it, and it's straight down his gullet, the whole thing. You two, you just start drinking. So there's no sort of like you don't neck it, but you're happily drinking because you've got a bit of the taste for it. You're slightly drunk, and you're starting to get drunk. So Val, give me a Constitution. Give me a Constitution at disadvantage because you're drunk.
don't fail me now. Fuck.
Yep. Okay. You're pretty pissed now. So you're very much slurring your words. You're laughing a lot, burping, farting. Generally sort of enjoying the moment. Tharavel and Ceravel, roll me Constitution, just straight up rolls. No, there's no.
Brits. Oh God.
Yep, you're pretty drunk as well. And Ceravel, is that Ceravel's second one?
Yeah, Ceravel's second one.
So Ceravel sort of is a bit more, he's kind of come out the other end and is kind of slightly sobered up weirdly because of it. Or maybe the bar...
drinking yourself sober is not fun, trust me.
Yeah, he's sort of kind of come up, so he's sort of like, a bit more perky, and seeing you and Val sort of kind of going, I love you, man. No, I love you, man. It's just, that time. Just sort of kind of, generally being pissheads together. I guess you are going to forget about why you're not really that interested in the story anymore. You're just more interested in getting drunk. Val's sort of kind of semi-forgotten why he's even sort of there and as well is happy enough getting drunk. Ciravel maybe is a bit more sort of like, weren't we here for a reason, and sort of kind of nudges you slightly, and sort of does sort of some there's Arno in the crowd. He does this sort of kind of, he does a bit of this sort of kind of thieves' cant signage to you. You give me a perception at disadvantage, and I'm also going to minus 5 from the roll because you're drunk. So 10, so you don't see it. No, you don't notice it. He's sort of kind of, he's nudged you and he's doing this, but you're like,
I want to say, sir, you are the most handsome paladin I've ever seen.
And
you're my best friend.
Love you, man.
You're my best
I
friend.
love you.
Shake and bake. Shake and bake. What? Did that just happen? Did we just become best friends? Do you want to go to the taunt and break do karate? Okay, so yeah, you're both out. Ciravel's just like he just sort of gets up and sort of takes himself off because he can tell that there's no sort of persuading you otherwise. You two proceed to carry on and drink yourself into oblivion for the rest of the night. Okay, up to Arno and Lance. What are you two doing while obviously this is going on?
How can we compete?
Yeah, so it's day. It's one day. Obviously, in the first day, what are you sort of kind of doing?
So I'm going to head out to look for the markets and the artificers. I'm going to see if I can acquire anything interesting that could help me moving forward, or possibly help me to upgrade myself later on when I get back to Amberford.
Okay, what specifically are you looking? Well, what sort of like are you looking for? Are you talking about getting stat increases, or are you?
I'm looking out for people that have access to information about or artifacts relating to Warforged, like myself.
Okay. So you go to the sort of the merchants' quarter, and there's lots of different shops and stuff. There's a lot of them who sort of kind of look at you with awe. And again, it's a similar sort of thing as it was in Taunt. You've got sort of artificers sort of beckoning you into their shops. There's numerous ones around. You go into one of them, and he's hello. My name's Reginald Farthingwood. My name's Reginald Farthingwood. I've not seen a Warforged before. It is a great pleasure, sir. How can I help you?
I find myself a rarity where once I was not.
Oh, indeed, yes. Not many of you left.
And I am searching for knowledge or artifacts of my kind that I might understand myself better and be better able to play my part in defending the island and everything and our society in general from the darkness without us.
And so you are. He sort of kind of goes, okay, so what is it you need from me?
Have you, in your travels and your researches, by any chance come across information that I could offer some incentive to gain access to, or a copy of?
Let me just, cause there is a name of a guy. It's something Battle Shaper, I think, is the name of the guy.
Yeah, it was someone.
Yeah, bear with me 1 minute. Let me try and find. I think it's like Torstal Battleshaper. I think might be his name. Let me just check on World Anvil. Of course, my internet's deciding to be super slow for some reason. We'll say I think it's Torvid or Torstal, or it's something Battleshipper. I think his name. He is the father of the Warforged in the land, and he's just like, oh yes, yes, I did some research on, we'll say Torstal for now if it changes later, Battleshipper, but for my thesis in the local university, actually. Yes, I do have a copy of it if you would like to see it. Obviously, it's my only copy, so it would break my heart to see it go.
I would, of course, be quite grateful, shall we say. So let's have a quick. What I've got. So I reach behind me and into a pouch on my belt and produce 30 gold pieces. I could be very, very grateful. And this could be a good place to start.
Roll me a persuasion.
Do I get advantage for having waved gold in front of
Yes, I'll give you advantage. Okay, yeah, he's like, oh, yes, 30 gold, yes, yeah, of course. So he sort of kind of goes off, rummages around in lots of scrolls and things, and comes back with this sort of kind of quite hefty tome, all sort of kind of leather bound, and says, well, here it is. It's it's a very thorough read about Battle Torstal, Torstal Battleshaper, and the foundation of your kind, as well as I could thought of. I got a very good mark.
I smile and lift my arm up with the gold and hold my hand out for the book.
Yeah, he's sort of looks at the gold, looks at the book, and it says, I can make another copy. He sort of kind of, I've got another copy somewhere, and he sort of kind of mumbles under his voice and gives it to you, and takes the gold.
So I place the hefty tome in my pack.
Yeah. Okay, so make a note of that you've got that.
That's what I'm just doing. How much would you think it weighs?
I don't know. It's I don't know, about a kilogram. It's a hefty-ish book. Yeah, I'd say about a kilogram.
That's cool. That's now in my inventory.
Okay.
So I say thank you. If I look around, is there anything interesting that I might also maybe think would be worth including in my my haul?
Yeah, let me just give you a random generated market. Bear with me 1 minute. Where is it? Where are we? Generators. And we want a actually random. Okay. Let me see. We want it's not going to be a trader, armor, weapons, just alchemist, scribe, wandrite. I'll say alchemist, I guess. He's not going to be an alchemist. It's going to be... what would you put it down as?
He's an artificer, isn't he?
Yes, so there's no option for artificer here. But let's see if I can find something else that looks a bit... There's a magic shop here. Let's see if this would... Okay. We are going to go for that. Generate shop. Okay. Okay, we got nothing. There's nothing of any. He's got some armor and bits and pieces that he's been tinkering on. He's got a breastplate of armor, of resistance, lightning resistance. He's got a Dragon Slayer short sword. He's got.
What would the value on a Dragon Slayer short sword be?
He is offering it currently at 8,000 gold pieces.
Wow. Yeah, that's a bit more than I can afford at the moment. Sounds cool though.
Yeah. Rod of the Pact Keeper. You've got a
Sounds like a magician thing.
Yeah, you got Scimitar of Life Stealing, Scimitar of Wounding, Scroll of Divination. Then you've got cheaper stuff. You've got a Sling +1. You've got Adamantine Chainmail, Helm of Telepathy, Mithril Chain Shirt, Scroll of Call Lightning, Scroll of Crusader Mantle, Scroll of Divination, Scroll of Mage Armor, Scroll of Message. A lot of scrolls.
With the Mithril Armor, how much is that?
Mithril, you've got Mithril Chain Shirt is 850 gold.
Okay, it's a bit more than I want to be spending right now, but it was worth a try. I just wanted to have a look around and see what we had, and
Yep.
obviously I've just blown a chunk on that, but I don't think I want to go too deep into things at the moment until we've got back to...
Yeah, you do have a lot. You did obviously get a lot of stuff, money from the thing. I'm not sure if you shared that out, but yeah.
I don't think we shared that out yet, so I'm being conservative.
Living within your means. Yeah. Okay.
I know this is a novel concept, but...
Okay. Again, you could try and persuade him, try and get some discount if you wanted, but it's up to you.
I'll leave that for the time being. I'm not in a bad place at the moment.
Okay.
And there's no way I'm going to persuade him to make the 8,000 gold pieces sword be a little bit more approachable.
Yeah. So yeah, you see the wares, you sort of kind of nod your head, you thank him, and you leave, I guess. Right. Arno, what are you up to?
I think we already said, basically, he's just going to be very careful about bringing any unwanted suspicion after what he's said about this party. I think, other than that, would Subin and his citadel have any kind of library or mage tower or anything like that?
Yeah, you've got all of the above. It's a major city. It's got a major city, so.
So I'd wander around trying to find access to somewhere of where there might be details of any kind of ritualistic spells that I might be able to learn.
Okay, so you take yourself to the sort of kind of magic quarter after sort of sowing doubt into the council's mind. You take yourself off to the magic quarter. Let me just see what we've got here. We've got a magic shop generator, and we will go for this. We want rare items. Okay, so you go into the magic quarter and you start.
Before I go in, by the way, I will be heavily disguising myself.
Okay.
Obviously, I can't do much to my height, but I'd use my disguise kit to, put on a fake beard and change hair color and stuff like that.
Okay. You go in and it's welcome to I can't think of a name for a shop. What's it going to be called? I don't know. Magic Mike's Emporium. Welcome to Magic Mike's Emporium.
Right.
The magic is in the prices, my friend. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for some very specific types of spells, ones that are more commonly cast through ritual casting. Do you happen to have any books or scrolls that I may acquire to copy?
He We have many scrolls, my friend. Many things. Even if you wanted something more, we've got some magic weapons over here. We've got the scrolls. There's this over here. Some of the magic armors is over here. We have a list here, I think. Jonathan, get me the scrolls, please. Yes, thank you. Okay. And he sort of gets his list of scrolls. We have got the following scrolls in stock. Scroll of Cure Wounds, Scroll of Dancing Lights, Scroll of Daylight. Oh, this one is very good, my friend. Good price for you as well. Scroll of Dominate Monster. Scroll of Expedious Retreat. We have, this one is very, yes, you'll be very hot with this one, my friend. Scroll of Firestorm. We have Scroll of the Guiding Bolt. It seems we have 2 scrolls of Guiding Bolt. Scroll of Lightning Arrow. Oh, yes, my friend. This one, too. This is quite a dangerous one. Scroll of Mental Prison. Scroll of Mirror Image. Scroll of Mislead. Then we've got this one. I'm not sure what this does. Scroll of Mordecanian Sword. Scroll of Produce Flame. Scroll of Shield Faith. Scroll of Skyrite, and Scroll of Swordburst.
I know its size. It's like none of these are ritual spells. Are you sure you don't have anything?
He sort of ritual. Let me see. A list of ritual spells. Alright. So we have... He sort of says, okay, what sort of level of spell are you looking for, my friend?
Well, anything up to level 5.
Anything up to level 5. Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me see. So you've got okay, so he says, I've got let me have a check, and we see how many he has, and he finds in the back. He is going to find. He says, like, Jonathan, can you dust off the other book? No, Jonathan, no, the one on the left. You stupid boy, no, the one on the left. So he sort of yes, okay, come here. So he opens the book and he says, yes, ritual spells. Okay, we might have this one. We got level 1 spells. We've got Find Familiar. Level 2. We have Silence. I'm not sure. Are these rituals?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just checking. Level 3, and keep a note of these, by the way, because I'll forget. Level 3, we have got Phantom Steed is quite good. Level 4, we had nothing for level 4. Level 5, We have got commune with nature. I mean, that's five. Is that four? Four of them so far.
Yeah, 4.
So we got 3 more. And you wanted up to level 5, did you say?
Well, I could always get higher level and
Yeah. We've
Not be
got
able
we do have a levels we do have a level 6 forbidance. And let me see, we also have meld into stone, and which is level 3. And we have augury on a level 2 too.
all right. Very interesting. And may I ask how much you have these books for sale?
Yes. Let me see. This is slightly rare stock, my friend. So I have to find. There's not many left. He says, for a second level spells, maybe 300 gold pieces. Seems good. For third, maybe I do for 500. Fourth, he starts gets a little albicus. Yeah, 2,500. Fifth level spells, well, they're going to be there quite good, so that's going to at least, 6,000. Sixth level spells, it's lots of money here, my friend. So we're talking 18,000 maybe for the 6th level spell.
What the hell?
Some people have expensive tastes.
I see. This isn't the halfling tax, is it?
What? I don't know what my friends. Some of my friends are halflings,
Yeah. And I
Half
bet
man,
you
half
don't
price.
charge them. I
my
bet
best
you
friends are
don't
halflings.
charge them this. It's extortion.
It's not extortion, my friend. Honestly, I've got good reputation around here. It's not for me to try and be bad for business. If I haven't got competitive prices, then my competitors, then they get my business. So it's good price.
All right. Sidebar. What did I do with that wealth from the last dungeon? Because Arno has like 1 gold in his inventory.
Yeah, because I hadn't updated for that either, which is why it was.
Yeah. Okay. So
we just say we've dispersed it out between everybody.
Yeah, but I didn't see anything in the loot or the party bank, so I wasn't sure what it would be at.
did you put it? Is it in the Discord somewhere? What you got?
Someone put it in the Discord. Yeah, the loot. 21,000 GP. 2,500
there we
GP.
are.
Odd objects, pushing a greater healing.
So how much you got? 20. You got 21,000. Bear in mind, it's not going to just be between you, you 5, because you have hangers on and stuff like that. So it will be split out between them as well. You'll need to keep maybe some back as a. It was 21,000 gold.
21,000 gold and 2,500 PP,
platinum.
so that's 25,000 gold. So all in all, 46,000 gold.
So
Would it be reasonable to say that we took, say, I don't know, say 100 PP and a certain amount of gold each, and the rest went into the pool, so to speak? At that level.
Well, 46,000.
So you got
if
40.
there's-
You've got
there's-
46,000. So there is the 5 of
5 of
you.
us plus.
Plus you'd have, I would say you got to bear in mind you're going to have to keep some for a rainy day for other things. That you, as a group you'll need. You also, I'm assuming, there's going to be some money given to, people who were at the battle and stuff with you. So I would say that So was it 46,000?
Yeah,
So
46,000.
So I'd say, 13 you can share out between you 5. 13 you
Okay.
keep as a sort of backup, and then the rest would be sort of divvied out amongst other people and stuff that's sort of been helped you out and stuff. Yeah.
So 13 divided between 5
We'll
of
say
us.
we'll say 15 to make it easier for you. So you get
Okay.
you get 3k each.
Three.
You get
Okay.
3,000 goals.
Yeah, you get 3 each.
All right.
And then the other stuff.
So you got 3 each, and then you've got say 15 in the. You've got 15 as a common pool, as in it's there for you as a group. That's kept. You keep it either. I think you usually keep your money in Camber 4, but at this moment in time, it's going to be in the bank somewhere within Suburn.
There's an 8th level spell scroll to be confirmed that's in there as well, so that's something to think about offline.
Oh, the 8th level spell. The 8th level, I will.
If you add that in after the session, and then we can figure out what to do with it
Yeah.
offline.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so that's updated there then.
Yep.
Ching, ching.
So if you can somebody stick that in the Discord as well? I've broken that down, so I've got it. So that's between you. So you've got 3,000 each in your pocket. Then you do have a backup of 15 that can be obviously discussed with with each other to see.
I'm just adding that in, but unless Arno's there first.
Yeah.
You can write it in there.
So okay, yeah.
That's fine. Okay, so Arno will. Is that any good?
You can't try and persuade him to knock some down if you want.
Oh, I will.
Yeah,
I will.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about which one I might want.
What are the odds I go walking past the shop while he's trying to figure out a way to persuade him, and he decides to call me in to be his intimidation factor as I'm wandering back with my new library?
Would you be in the mage quarter?
Unlike, yeah, you're in the sort of kind of.
Well, I went to the market. If it happens to be the most direct route, I might be wandering through the major quarter on the way back.
All right, I'll let you.
But we don't have that.
Give me an.
You wouldn't recognize me though, because I'm in disguise.
You might call out to me though. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
Oh right,
I know.
okay, yeah.
But if I'm wandering past and you recognize me, you might decide to co-opt.
Okay, give me
to help strong arm the merchant.
Give me an investigation. Give me an investigation with disadvantage.
Is that Arno or me?
You for basically finding your, basically this is sort of mimic, you finding upon sort of Arno. So no, you.
Yeah, that's cool. It was just a thought. That was all with him trying to figure out.
Okay.
That's okay. Arno will say, I wish you would have had a slightly larger selection, but your Phantom Steed scroll intrigues me, but I cannot pay 2.5K for it. How about we make it 1.5?
My friend, 1.5. I understand haggling. But Jonathan, what 1.5 grand? What is this about? So I must. I don't know. No, 1.5. I cannot do. I cannot do 1.5. Maybe for you. Friend discount, 2,300. What have you called? Persuasion. What are you saying to persuade him?
Oh, I don't know.
You can't just roll. You got to tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, but I was haggling. I did.
Is it possible you might have picked up a signet ring in the palace that you might flash?
Yeah, I'm just saying, because if you're haggling, you have to, you can't just go, how about I give you this and stuff. It's not really persuasion. You've just given him a figure. If you want to persuade him, you're gonna have to tell me what you're trying to sort of kind of haggle with him.
I'm blank. Didn't
Okay.
expect that.
Okay, so he so he's just like you're a good man. I give it to you for 2,000.
Anna sighs again. He says, "Okay, and I was never here."
Yeah, whatever you want, my son. Jonathan, bring out the. No, you stupid! No! What? Oh my God! What have you done? Ah, stupid idiot! No, that one over there. Yes. Okay. Give. Okay. So he comes over
Anna
and
taps
sort of
his fingers on the table.
gives you this God. Ignore the sauce will come straight off. Don't worry about it. You're an idiot. Well, I don't even know why. Here you go. But here you go. It's nearly yeah. So 2,000 gold, please. And
All right, yeah. Arno, pass it over.
so he takes take 2,000 gold off your roll. You now have a phantom steed.
All right. So Arno will shove this in his armor and head back to privacy, and he will sort of enter his room and then he will just begin studying this scroll. I guess if nobody watches him, they don't know exactly what he's doing, but he's going to be spending a few hours.
And that's how the very best stories start.
Okay, so we'll go back to the drunkards for the final part before we finish. You're both pretty smashed. The final drink of the night comes out. Both of you can roll me persuasion to see if you're going to drink it or not. Both at disadvantage, both with minus 7 to the roll.
Oh dear.
So far, you can go in terms of being lucky there.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you both you're both sort of kind of eyeing each other up, kind of like I could drink, and Saravel's just like, he's just left you to your devices and has taken himself off into the sort of kind of into this, or he's off in the corner, sort of. He's taken himself off to go and see his wife. Whereas you two are, for all intents and purposes, hammered. You're really drunk. You have zero sort of. You don't even remember why you're there, what you were looking for, and stuff. And that's it. Yeah. So I'll do a quick thing. Sort of next morning. So we move into the next morning. Both of you roll me a Constitution with disadvantage. Okay, Tharvol. all these crit passes and now you're getting all these crit fails. Okay, so Tharvol, you're hungover, but you're up and about. Valashul, you are unconscious, and you're just sort of. In fact, you're so drunk that you slept. You're still at the table you were on the night before, drooling away, sort of, and
I wake up and I've still got all my possessions. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Like I don't think anybody's going to mess with you, but you are, you're completely unconscious and wrecked, and Saravel's being there to sort of make sure he's harassing you and stuff. But you are currently unconscious on the table, you're not doing anything for the first half of this day, I don't think. Before we end it, Tharavel hungover, and Saravel, who sort of sees you sort of stumbling down the stairs of the inn or the tavern, says, "Good night, then, brother."
Tharavel sort of raises his hand and said, "Don't, just no." And he just sort of sits down. He waves the maid over for some food, and lots of water. Give me some wood.
I want some wood.
No. He beckons the maid over, and she comes over and sort of says, what can I get you?" And he says, "I need help." And he just leaves it at that.
she understands and sort of kind of comes off with and comes back with quite a hearty breakfast and some a local sort of hangover cure that sort of she gives to the locals. She sort of says, so your friend over here, he slept down here all night. I'm pretty sure he's still alive, but he looks a bit worse for the wears.
We'll not leave him here. We'll not leave him here. We'll take him with us. Just give me some time.
5 more minutes.
So he's unconscious. You two, Saravel's just sort of amused by the whole situation. Tharavel's super hungover, and you're eating your breakfast, and we will leave it there. And it won't be next week because I'm away next week, so it will be the week after. But yes, so we'll leave that there. Good one. I thought quite an interesting session. It definitely went a turn from trial to drinking games.
Trial to tavern.
Trial to drinking games. Right. So yeah.
What's the ascension look like for Lady Taunt to try out? Did that basically happen instantly, or is
I didn't sort of. I think it was there would have been a I think
some officialization of it that would happen over the next couple of days.
Yeah, over basically within the next sort of kind of few days, there'll be like signing a paper. There'll be like a ceremony within
before the trial.
Yeah, before the trial and stuff. There'll be a little ceremony and stuff. Obviously, you're currently on day 1 of the 7 days. I was going to do it like faster, but we've kind of gone off on a tangent. But that's the way it is. But yeah, so that's going to happen. You've got Paladin who's unconscious, a ranger who's
rough around the edges, and we've done some shopping, some retail therapy for the other 2, so all good. Right, so cheers everybody, good sesh. For me, I've been Matt Geary. With me tonight has been Conrad as Arnold Jerkle.
Good night. Maybe you'll hear the song next week.
Oh, the song. Oh, I forgot about the song. Yeah. See, if you were in the tavern.
I know. I was like, should I go back? But the lyrics that have been penned to the song would make more sense after the trial.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, we got Michael as Tharavel Eldon.
Night, everyone.
Wes as Fellowship Nostius.
Night, everyone.
And Mark as Lance.
See you later.
Night all. Bye.